What is up, guys? Mimi, the ALE Double X Prince, and I was actually not gonna do this video until I got to see Rebellion, Impact's Rebellion. That was a damn good show. It's honestly one of the better shows of the entire year. I really recommend that show. It kind of reminded me of classic TNA when it was good, but now it's Impact. But that was a damn good show. And then I said to myself, now I feel motivated to do the list because I saw my list and it's all WrestleMania weekend matches. Nothing really big happened after WrestleMania until Impact Rebellion. Even New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're still trying to get their they're not doing bad. It's just that after losing the Elite, it's kind of hard to top that. I mean, you still have to rely on your Okadas, your Tanahashis, your Ibushis, your Naitos, and even your Jay Whites to an extent. It is kind of hard to follow up. And plus, ever since the whole draft shakeup, nothing has happened. All it does is setting up Money in a Bank, the pay-per-view. But really, there's only like one match I'm excited for in May this month, and that is, of course, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Probably the most anticipated dream match to ever fucking happen. And ever since AJ Styles got here, he's pretty much fought everybody except that guy. Or everybody we want to see him fight that's in the main roster. Like, the only other people I could see him possibly fighting is maybe Ricochet or the Velveteen Dream. Other than that, I'm pretty okay. Even the Rey Mysterio, I don't know if we've properly had a match. I mean, we had the triple threat, but not the like legit one-on-one match. Anyways, let's just move on to the card. And the card, or my list, I should say. Why did I say the card? But yeah, kicking off the list, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi from ROH New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Supercard. You're going to hear a lot from this particular show. This was a damn good match. Finally, Zack Sabre Jr. got a victory over Tanahashi. I like Tanahashi. He's pretty much like the New Japan version of John Cena, but I think it's time to, put people over. And I kind of wish that I don't know. It's kind of hard to do something else with Tanahashi. He already won the IWGP Championship earlier this year and possibly the match of the year, but it's kind of hard to surpass that. But I still thought that he could still do greatness in there. So there's a lot of potential there. And again, very good match. Highly recommended. Number 9, we had two guys who failed in WWE, but made a big name for themselves in Impact Wrestling. Those are Rich Swann and Sami Callihan from Impact's Rebellion. Sami Callihan's probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now. He's just like a badass, pretty much what Dean Ambrose should be. Now he's coming back as Jon Moxley to AEW. That's going to be legit. I can't wait for that. But Rich Swann and Sami Callihan, two very odd combinations. Thankfully, they made it a no DQ match. It's kind of hard to make a Sami Callihan match good without a stipulation in it, which I think was what failed with Dean Ambrose as well. But this was a really good match. It was like a technical wrestling match with some brawling, so that was definitely a really cool way to put it together. And Rich Swann wins. Obviously I'm a Sami Callihan fan, but I think he's like way more than that. I think he could be Impact World Champion. It's still kind of hard pushing him, but right now where he's at, he's good. I mean, his feud with Pentagon last year was so legit. It probably put him in like one of the biggest names out there. Number 8, Ricochet and Aleister Black in their last NXT match at NXT Takeover New York, fighting the Viking Warriors, or the Viking Experience, or in this case, the fucking War Raiders. That is what they should be called. Not the Viking Experience, not the War Vikings, not the Viking Raiders, not the fat fuck and his sidekick bitch. This is, I mean, clearly they should be called War Machine, but I'm okay with War Raiders. But yeah, they were kicking ass. This is probably their farewell for all 4 of them, not just the Ricochet and Aleister Black. I know they're still NXT champions, but I'm pretty sure they're going to drop him probably tonight against the Street Profit or whatever. But I'm excited that we got this match. Side note, I think they gotta stop putting the tag team match in the opener. I think they should start moving the card around just a little bit, just so each takeover feels unique. That's kind of what hurt this takeover, because they followed the same formula every takeover follows, and it just gets annoying. Pretty much the tag match, the under mid card match, the North American match, the women's co-main event, and then the freaking NXT Championship match. I kind of wish they moved it around just a little bit, not a lot, but just enough to notice that each takeover looks unique. Anyways, this was just a classic match. Ricochet, Hansen, and I keep forgetting the War Raiders names, but those guys, they're pretty much what the Bludgeon Brothers should have been. Honestly, that's what the Bludgeon Brothers should have been in. And Aleister Black is still a badass, even though he lost his streak. Yeah, you could tell he overstated his welcome. And I feel like he should have gone up to the main roster after NXT Takeover Phoenix. But I'm okay with him sticking around just for a little bit. And plus, this match was great. I mean, how could I get mad about that? Yeah, phenomenal match. One of the best tag team matches you'll see in NXT. Number 7, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese from WrestleMania. Psych, the WrestleMania rematch. 205 Live's April 9th. This was after WrestleMania when Tony Nese won it. The kickoff match was good. It wasn't great. This is what the kickoff match should have been the first time. And it was just a great match. Good back and forth. Buddy Murphy shows that he's still a badass. I've noticed that he has better matches when he's not a champion. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Like, look at his matches with Kalisto, or even when he was only going for the belt against Cedric Alexander. That was probably one of the best matches of the year. His match with Mustafa Ali, the no DQ match, that was a classic. So I don't know. Buddy Murphy fights better without a title. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, Tony Nese, I'm glad he won it. It's a fresh taste, a new guy. It's kind of hard to make a talent because they lost Cedric Alexander, they lost Buddy Murphy, they lost Mustafa Ali. You lost your 4 if you want to count Leo Rush, but you lost your 4 main like top level 205 Live stars. So really, all you got, plus Hideo Itami and TJP quit. So it's kind of hard. They got Oni Lorcan. He could probably bring some momentum to that division. If they keep the Lucha House Party there, I'm okay with that. Because, fuck, the way they're pulling these guys out on Raw is sad as shit. Who else? That's pretty much about it. But you get my point. I think 205 Live needs some work done. It kind of sucks. But, yeah, I kind of hope that they do better. Also, if you guys didn't see, this is an honorable mention, but Velveteen Dream vs. Buddy Murphy, another great match. I highly recommend it. It was almost on the list. Eventually, I picked Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi just because. I don't know. I just decided to pick that one. Number 5, Lucha Bros versus LAX from Impact Rebellion, the main event of that show. Clearly, Impact is probably like the kings of tag team wrestling. Even in their starting years, they had amazing tag team matches. This is no different. Lucha Bros obviously lose to LAX. Clearly, I want to see some other team win it. I like LAX, and I don't love them. Lucha Bros is probably one of my favorite tag teams right now, but from what I hear, they signed with AEW, so that makes sense why they dropped the belts. And plus, AEW is not that far from coming up around the corner, so I can't wait for that. Incredible match. If this is their farewell match, then they went out with a bang, unlike Kurt Angle. Too soon? Yeah. Speaking of Kurt Angle, let's talk about WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all. Now, I liked the women's match. I thought it was kind of botchy at some points. It was the women's main event, obviously. Styles and Orton was kind of okay at best. Let's see what other matches were there that were enjoyable. The tag team matches were pretty good. Even the one in the kickoff. Every tag team match there was pretty solid. Triple H and Batista wasn't that bad. Rollins and Lesnar was a okay, good, feel-good moment, so I can't really hate on that. Trying to think of some other stuff that happened in that show. Wow, not a lot of like stuff I remembered happened in that show, which it sucks because the show actually wasn't that bad. It's just that not a lot of stuff was remembered. The only thing that was truly memorable, other than the women main eventing for the first time, was Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania 35. This was an amazing match. Probably the only thing with a good story heading into WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan calling Kofi Kingston a B plus player. If you see his SPN interviews with Daniel Bryan, you could tell he was committed to this storyline. Even he was excited. He was like, the reason why Kofi Kingston is a B plus player is because he has a B plus mentality. He doesn't feel like he could be more than just what he is today. You know, that's why he wasn't a world champion back when he was red hot in 2009. Like, you know, he was calling him out for shit. But, you know, I'm glad that they're finally giving Kofi the big run. Hopefully he doesn't drop it right away. I think he should have it all the way up to, I guess, SummerSlam. If they want to keep it longer, I'm okay with that. But right now I'm enjoying what they're doing with him and Kevin Owens. So I kind of want that to continue. Yeah, Kofi Kingston, he's finally getting his big moment. And let this run for a while, because I really don't think he's going to have another run like this after he loses it. From what I hear, they're going to have Big E turn on him, which I'm actually okay with. I've been waiting for a New Day split. I think it's time. I think it's time to split the New Day up. I love Xavier Woods. He could be an amazing manager. He even said he preferred to be a manager for either one of those guys. Big E is a good big man. He's finally proven that he's pretty good. And Kofi Kingston, I mean, he's the fucking WWE champion. Do I need to say more? And this match is incredible. The story was great. Everything about it was fucking awesome. Too bad Daniel Bryan got injured. That's the only downside of this entire match. But it was a good moment. And I even like how they even referenced SummerSlam 2013 when Daniel Bryan won his first WWE championship, when he does the boom. He does the kick to Daniel Bryan. Kind of like, he's like boom boom. It kind of reminded me of Daniel Bryan when he did the yes, and then he did the that one knee finisher. Anyways, number 3. Yeah, go. If anything, if you want to rewatch WrestleMania, I recommend just watching that match. That's probably the only thing worth watching. Number 3, Tetsuya Naito and Kota Ibushi from ROH New Japan G1 Supercard. This is my favorite match of the entire show. Actually, now that I think about it, did I skip a match? Yeah, I did skip a match, I think. Number 6 is Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada. Let me just rephrase to this match. Number 10, Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi. Number 9, Swann and Callihan. Number 8, Raiders, Ricochet, and Black. Number 7, Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. Number 6, Jay White and Kazuchika Okada. Number 5, Lucha Bros and LAX. Number 4, Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Number 3, Tetsuya Naito and Kota Ibushi. Let's talk about Jay White and Okada real quick, just because I don't even think I even brought it up. Jay White and Okada, I'm glad that they finally gave the Rainmaker back the belt. He needs that belt. He kind of felt irrelevant after he dropped it to Kenny Omega. And, you know, it's good for Kenny Omega, but Okada went nowhere after that. He had a couple of great matches, particularly his famous all-in stunt where he went over where he was supposed to go, which unfortunately hurt the main event. But he's finally got his big moment. He's clearly meant to be the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I'm glad that they gave the belt to him. I like Jay White. I don't love him. I don't think he was champion ready. I think he was ready for that belt, but really I don't think he's gonna ever win that belt ever again. But I'm okay with that, just because, you know, come on. Are you guys really gonna want another championship shot with Jay White? I think it ran its course. And I think it's time for Okada to bring more prestige to that belt. Not that it never had it, it's just that I prefer Okada having it. As far as Naito and Ibushi, I'm finally glad they gave Ibushi a belt. I don't think he's IWGP champion ready, but I think he is Intercontinental champion ready. And I'm glad that they gave it to him. I'm tired of Naito consistently going for that belt, the IC belt. I think he's ready for the World Championship or the main heavyweight championship. I think they should stop trying to give him the IC belt. He did have a good story with him disrespecting the belt, but then that thing ran its course and it overstayed its welcome. Now I'm glad that Ibushi is champion. I was kind of hoping he'd go to AEW, but I think he could stick around in New Japan. If they end up, having main event Wrestle Kingdom 14, I want to say, and maybe he loses, maybe he goes to AEW afterwards. But yeah, I'm excited for Ibushi. This is probably gonna be his best year thus far now, and I'm very excited to see what they do next. I'm more excited for him at the G1. I'm pretty sure he's winning. That's my prediction. I'm pretty sure he's gonna win it this year. Number 2. Okay, number 1 and number 2 are NXT Takeover New York matches. You know which 2 they are. And I was debating which one I wanted to put over which one. Number 2 is Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. Here's why. I love the moment. I love the match. I love the selling. I love, the story that it was trying to tell. I didn't even completely hate the Undisputed Era interfering. It kind of hurt, helps the match more now that we see where it's leading to. But I was more excited for the moment than I was the match itself. I kind of didn't mind to see Adam Cole winning. But if Johnny Gargano won, I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that too. This was a really good match. I think this is a fantastic match, one of the best. It definitely was a WrestleMania weekend worthy match. But I prefer the moment. And it kind of hurts that Tommaso Ciampa came and they went to celebrate. I personally kind of wish that if Ciampa comes back, I kind of want to see Johnny Gargano be the heel and Tommaso Ciampa be in the face. A little switcheroo just to change up the bit of the match. Because, there really wasn't a bad guy in that story. I just think that, I just think that Ciampa was just upset that he wasn't as big as he thought he was. So, I want to see where they go with this. Sorry, allergies. Anyways, so as far as Adam Cole goes, I'm pretty sure the Undisputed Era are sticking around for a little bit. That's why I think he should have won it, just because I don't know, it would have made the Gargano moment even bigger if if the story continued on. But I'm okay with him winning or losing, Adam Cole losing. But I'm still ready for what's next to come, because I could trust NXT. I don't trust the main roster. I could trust NXT with what they're doing. And yeah, Adam Cole, stay in NXT as long as you can, because if you could throw matches like this and if you could be this red hot, you should stay in NXT for as long as you can. I think they're gonna pull a story of breaking up the Undisputed Era, which I'm okay with. So, yeah, there's that. But number 1, you guessed it, NXT Takeover New York, Pete Dunne versus Walter. The streak is over after 2 years? I want to say, a year and 3 quarters. Pete Dunne lost a United Kingdom Championship against Walter. Who the fuck is Walter? He's just this big dude. Picture Vladimir Kozlov, but better. And a lot of people didn't like this match. I was actually surprised. Some people loved it, and some people just downright thought it was boring and they didn't get it. Now, for me, it was probably one of the most old school-esque match I've seen in a while. Of the big guy trying to beat the little guy. Or the little guy trying to beat the big guy in this case. Finally, Pete Dunne had true competition. Not saying that his other opponents weren't real competition. It's just that, no one could ever think Pete Dunne is going to beat Walter. But if he did, it was like, okay, how's he going to beat him? How the hell is he going to beat him? No, he actually lost this time. And it was kind of good to get the belt off of Pete Dunne. I think it was time to give it to somebody else, and at least they give it to Walter. Now I'm curious who the hell is going to get the belt off of him. Unless if they somehow figure out how to make Cassius Ohno a worthy competitor, which I doubt they're going to do that. But I really don't know who the hell is going to beat Walter. And that's what gets me more excited. And it gives me even more hope for NXT UK. Because they're changing it up. They kind of kept the more popular guys over, but now it's time to move on to newer guys. And that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much why I put it at number 1. Plus, it had a unique finish of Walter just bouncing on from the top rope. It wasn't a big finisher. It was just like a big drop, and he won the belt. And I enjoyed this match. Amazing match. Anyways, that will be the list. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. As far as May goes, I really don't care that much about wrestling right now. I'll watch Styles and Rollins. Maybe I'll catch some Impact shows. I won't watch TV until AEW comes into play, because there's nothing to fucking watch right now other than movies and Cobra Kai, which I'll review pretty soon, actually. Anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.